everybody. Happy Friday. Good morning. Hop on. Let's have Kelly's Corner. Let's talk for a little bit today. How you doing? Hey. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today. So the furniture giveaway on Saturday last week was amazing. We gave away well over 300 pieces of furniture, helped multiple families come through. We know of at least 3 households that were completely set up with furniture, from bedroom furniture to dining room furniture. They had no furniture whatsoever, and now their households are completely covered in furniture because of your generous donations to our warehouse. So I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for donating your gently used unneeded furniture. Holy cow, we have really blessed some folks, and we had a great batch of volunteers that day who from 8 o'clock in the morning until about 11:45 last Saturday just unloaded our warehouse all day long, just nonstop furniture removal. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody who helped with the furniture giveaway last week. You have no idea just how far carrying a few boxes and carrying some couches made an impact for this city for the better. And I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you. It was an amazing event, and God bless us with a beautiful day and a wonderful turnout. So again, thank you, community, for stepping up and stepping in and being the hands and feet of Jesus and carrying some furniture out of our warehouse and just talking to folks and being there and encouraging them. It was, like I said, it was absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for that. Wanted to say that since we have cleaned out the coffers of furniture, if you do have gently used furniture that's reusable that you would like to donate, we do have space for it now. We were discouraging furniture donations there for a little bit. So I just wanted to let you know that we are accepting gently used furniture here in the warehouse again, 117 West Woodruff from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. Also, the warehouse would just like to put a shout out there that we have lots of totes, Rubbermaid totes, in our warehouse right now that need sorted and matched with lids. And so if you or your group has an hour or two of time just to sort totes and match lids to totes, we could definitely use you at the warehouse. Tony has indicated that that is something that is very helpful because we reuse totes that you donate to help sort inventory in, to help store things like Christmas decorations for the proper time. And so if that's something that you would be able or willing to do, if you could shoot him an email at tony@tgrm.org and let him know, hey, we'd like to come down. He will definitely get you signed up, call you back, and let you know how much we appreciate you for that. Another thing that he is in need of help for is for folks to call in. We are, as I've been talking about the last few weeks, having a community bike repair and giveaway day on May 22nd, and we are in the process now of filling volunteer spots for that day. So if you can repair bikes, or if you know how to serve hot dogs off of a weenie wagon, if you know how to get people registered and signed in so that they can pick out a bike, we could definitely use you that day. If you or your group would like to come down and sing or share a message, we are definitely taking folks for that as well. It's going to be a great day. We anticipate there being several people here. We have over 300 bikes available for repair and giveaway that day. And so we are also looking for folks to help kids stay busy while we're fixing their bike. So if you know how to do face painting, or maybe you have some yard games that you could bring and just guide folks through that, that would be something as well that Tony could utilize that day. He's got a huge list of just different spots that can be filled. And so if that is something you or your group can do, if you could email him at tony@tgrm.org or call the office 419-241-6579, and I'll put all that information down in the comments when we're done here. He would definitely love to talk to you and get you signed up and let you know how much we appreciate you for that. Tony also leads the Shepherd's Call on Saturdays, which is always the last Saturday of each month. And the Shepherd Call is really simple. We take a group of volunteers out into the street and do basic street ministry. We walk up to folks who are just out there lonely, waiting, longing for someone to talk to them. And we just let them know that we are there for them. We're thinking of them, offer to pray for them, give them a care bag. In that care bag isn't just little essentials that they might need, but also there's information on how to get plugged in at the men's shelter. So we're basically approaching homeless men on the street. It's not for everybody, and not everybody is comfortable doing that. But if that's something that you feel like you may be able to do, or maybe you want to learn more about, the last Saturday of every month is when we have the Shepherd's Corner. They meet right here in the administrative office at 10:15 in the morning, and they leave out about 10:30, and they come back about noon. So it's really about an hour and a half of your time once a month that you can come in and really go out into the community and let these folks who are desperate and hurting and lonely know that Jesus left the 99 to find the one, and that's them, and we want them to know that we're here for them. So if that's something that you would be interested in doing, please give us a call, 419-241-6579, or email Tony at tgrm.org. Again, and he would be wonderfully thankful for any help that he can give. I know we have about a core group of 4 or 5 guys right now. Love to see that number grow, because the more people that come, the more people we can reach. So thank you so much for considering that. I was speaking with John at the Mission Mall director, and he's also our outreach coordinator. So you may not know this, but we have a community outreach center on Phillips Avenue, 670 Phillips Avenue, and there we host a variety of different things. So we have yet another Mission Mall over there. It's a small one. It's only open on Saturdays. We have Narcotics Anonymous that meets there on a regular basis, and we have a Bible study that happens on Tuesday. And once COVID lets up a little bit more, it's starting to loosen its grip, we'll begin to have community meals there as well. Rebecca's Haven actually has life skills that will begin happening there in that building during the day as well. So I say all this to say that they are in need of someone to come and repair the porch on the building. And so if porch repair is something that you or your maybe your life group or men's group or women's group is skilled and adept to, we would love for you to contact Pastor John here at the office, 419-241-6579, and let him know that, hey, we would love to come aside and help at the outreach center. They also are looking for folks to do spring cleaning in the yard. So if that's something that you would be able to come alongside and do, the spring landscaping and clean up and that, I know he would be more than thankful to talk to you and to open the doors of the outreach center for you to come down and help. So wanted to put that out there. Julie is looking for more folks to come and help assist put together the newsletter. That happens once a month on the last Monday of each month. A group of folks come to the office, and we usually have donuts and coffee. Not that I need to bribe you, but donuts and coffee. And they fold the newsletter, they put it in envelopes and get it stamped and ready to go out the door for us. And so if you are a lady or a gent who just, says, hey, I'm not really physically capable of lifting stuff, or maybe I'm more adept for office stuff, this is the place for you. So if you would call or email Julie, and her email is Julie, Julie, at tgrm.org, or call the administrative office, 419-241-6579, and let Julie know that you are interested. She would absolutely you would be blessed to meet Julie. She's just a delight to be around. And saying that about the office, I just want to put this out there. I am in desperate need of an executive assistant. If you know someone with office experience, I would like to see their resume. I would like to talk to them. And so I'd just like to put that out there, that we are hiring for an executive assistant. And on our mission webpage is an area called Mission Careers, and the job description for that is on there. If you don't meet all of the qualifications, don't let that keep you from applying. God has always provided for us as far as the right person for the job, and so if you're looking for a position, I would ask for you to prayerfully consider coming to Toledo Gospel Rescue Mission, because I am in desperate need of an assistant. I have lots of different projects that I'm involved in, and I could really use my right hand. And so if that's you, I would love for you to reach out and contact me. We also are hiring for a part-time truck driver position, and this person would be doing pickups of donations and bringing them to the warehouse. Right now, the position would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and an occasional Saturday that we would need you. If you have experience driving a truck and you have experience in customer service, I would ask that you would contact the office or email me your resume, and I'll put an email in the comments below to send your resume to. We'd love to talk to you about that, interview you for that position. Let's see. Lastly, Rebecca's Haven. Rebecca's Haven has yet to have a church sponsor them and come in for Easter Sunday and do a chapel service and maybe bless the kids with some Easter baskets and a meal. And so if that's something that your church is looking for a place to go on Easter Sunday to volunteer, I would ask that you would contact Bonnie at Rebecca's Haven. That number is 419-243-0403, or you can email Bonnie at Bonnie, BONNIE, at TGRM.org and let her know that you are interested in helping at Rebecca's Haven. We have about 9 or 10 children there right now, so that would be about how many Easter baskets we are in need of, and just little games and activities centered around the resurrection of Christ for chapel services, and then a positive and uplifting message for the mothers for their chapel service, and then just a nice family style meal if you're able. That would be wonderful, and it would be a blessing to these women who are disenfranchised from their extended family. It would just be a complete and total blessing. So please reach out to Bonnie at Rebecca's Haven if that's something that you're able to do. And just as a general reminder, they're in need of chapel leaders on a regular basis, especially in their children's area. So if you're not able to do Easter Sunday, would you consider picking up a day, any day of the week, Saturday through Sunday? We have chapels every single day. Would you consider picking up, even if it's just one chapel a month? That would go a long way in helping those ladies. Just something to consider, because it is something that we are in desperate need of. That being said, I wanted to talk to you about volunteer orientation coming up on May 8th. We will have the webpage up soon as far as coming out and learning more about all of our ministries as a whole and where you might fit in. And that will be on Saturday, May the 8th, starting at 2 p.m. at the Outreach Center. And so I just wanted to put that out there. We'll be talking about that a little bit more as the time gets closer, but just wanted to, save the date kind of thing. If you could just keep that in mind as you're going forward and planning your summer. May 8th, we're going to be having volunteer orientation for Toledo Gospel Rescue Mission, and you'll need to get signed up. That page for signing up for the volunteer orientation will go up in April. So today I got to thinking about faith. Well, actually, it's garbage day at my house, and garbage stinks, and that's what got me thinking about faith of all things, right? I'm glad when the stink is gone, and got to thinking about Lazarus. And if you're not familiar with the story of Lazarus, Lazarus was one of Jesus's friends, and his family were followers of Christ. In fact, it's said that Jesus loved Martha and Mary and Lazarus. And folks came to him. If you look in John chapter 11, you'll find this story starting at verse 1, but I'm going to kind of skip down some of it. But if you remember, Mary was the one who poured perfume on Jesus's feet and wiped it with her hair. And so there's a deep love that Christ had for this particular family. And he was traveling, and someone came to him and said that Lazarus was sick and that Mary and Martha had sent for him. But he stayed where he was for 2 days, still continuing to minister and heal the sick there. And they came to him after the 2 days, and they said, "Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep." And Jesus said, "I'm going there to wake him up." So we skip down a little bit, and you read starting at verse 17. On his arrival, Jesus found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them at the loss of their brother. So they're grieving. This is a grieving family that believes Lazarus dead, and he's been dead for 4 days and buried. And it says, when Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him, but Mary stayed home. And Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now, God will give you whatever you ask." Isn't it easy, and this is just a sidebar, isn't it easy to find fault in moments when our faith is being tested? It's really easy to point blame. But sometimes God just allows things to happen to grow our faith. And that's what's happening in this instance. So Martha is frustrated and she's finding fault. But at the same time, she does have faith, but it's being tested. It's being tested. But I know God will give you whatever you ask. And Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. And Martha answered, I know he'll rise again in the resurrection at the last day. See, her faith was short-sighted. Her faith was short-sighted. Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Messiah and the Son of God who has come into the world. And after she said this, she went back and she called her sister Mary. The teacher is here, she said, and is asking for you. When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet entered the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. And when Jesus, who had been with Mary in the house, was comforting her, noticed how quickly she got up and went out. They followed her, supposing she was going to the tomb to mourn. So she had people mourning with her, and they were going with her. When Jesus saw Mary, when she reached the place where Jesus was, she saw him and fell at his feet. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in trouble. Where have they laid him? He asked. So he was troubled by that. Because she's saying, if you'd been here, in other words, you're too late. You're too late. Isn't it funny when we're struggling, how sometimes we just feel like, where's God? Like, why isn't he showing up? This is too difficult. This is too hard. When Jesus saw her weeping and saw the Jews who had come along, where have you laid him? He asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. And Jesus wept. So Jesus was fully man and he was fully God. And in his emotion, whether it be at the lack of their faith or whether it be at the hurt that they were feeling and the deep grief that they were feeling, or maybe it's just that he knew his friend had went through this difficult ordeal and he wasn't there because he was seeing about the work of the Lord. He wept. But then the Jews said to him, see how he loved him? But some of them said, could he not have opened the eyes of a blind man, kept this man from dying? And the answer is yes. Yes. But what they didn't realize is God was still at work, even when it seemed like the situation was over. He was still at work. Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone laid across the entrance. And he said, take away the stone. But Lord, said Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time, it stinks. He's been there 4 days. Have you ever been in a situation where you were trusting God and it just stunk? Like, this is awful. Where is God? What's going on? Where's your faith? It stunk. That's where I was getting with the trash. Then Jesus said, did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So they took the stone away, and then Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe you sent me. So basically he's saying, I'm saying this because you all don't get it. Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, what in the world are you doing, God? That's what Jesus is saying right there. I'm saying this not because I need to say it or because you need to hear it, Lord, but because these people don't get it. You are here. You are still working. He's not dead. So they took the stone away, and Jesus said, Lazarus, come out. And the dead man came out, his face and hands wrapped with the strips of linen and cloth over his face. And Jesus said to them, take off the grave clothes and let him go. Have you ever had a situation where you've had to rely on your faith? Where it looks like it's over. It's done, that person there's no hope for that person. There's no hope for that situation. Have you ever been there? I have. But Hebrews 11, chapter 11, verse 1 says, now faith is the evidence of what we hope for and the assurance about what we can see right in front of us? Is that what it says? No. Is it the evidence of what science says has to be? No. It says it's the assurance about what we do not see. You can't exercise, you're not exercising faith if it looks really easy to figure out. You're exercising faith when you're saying, I can't do anything about this, God. Where are you? I'm going to trust you. I know that you can do this. Like Christ said, I already know you hear me. I already know you hear me. If we're in him, God hears us. God knows our prayer. God already knows what needs to happen. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see. And how can that be true? How can that be true? How can we know that God, having faith in God is going to work out because he says so? If you flip over to Romans chapter 8, verse 26, in the same way the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. And he who searches our hearts knows the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for God's people in accordance with the will of God. And we know that in all things, even the things that look dead, even the things that look hopeless, in all things, God works for the good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. Jesus shows up even when it looks like the situation is dead and should stink. He's saying, I'm right here. I'm right here. In fact, in Matthew chapter 17, starting at verse 14, he makes it really clear just how much faith we need. Because sometimes it stinks so bad you don't want to be anywhere near it. But God said this in Matthew chapter 17, beginning at verse 14. When they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. Lord, have mercy on my son, he said. He has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire and into the water. I brought him to your disciples, but they couldn't heal him. You unbelieving, perverse generation, Jesus replied, how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? What was he mad about? Their lack of faith. Bring the boy here to me. And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and he was healed at that moment. And when the disciples saw this, they came to him privately, which is how you should handle any confusion or discord among you, but that's another topic. They came to him privately and said, why couldn't we do this? Why couldn't we drive him out? And he replied, because you have so little faith. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Wait, nothing? Are you sure you didn't mean some things? Are you sure you didn't mean anything but this? No, nothing is impossible for those who have faith in God. Nothing. So no matter how much your situation stinks, no matter how long it's been in the tomb, no matter how long it's been sitting out and it's in front of you and it's irritating you and you're struggling with it, faith is the evidence. It's the hope. What is it we said? Oh, yeah. Faith is the confidence in what we hope and the assurance of what we do not see. So take your faith that might be worn real thin, as small as a mustard seed, which is the smallest seed you can get, but grows the largest tree that there is, and put it in God, because he will not fail you. He works all things together for those who are calling on him. So take your faith, march through this week, and know that God is good all day, every day, and we're here for you if you need us. And we love you. Have a good one. Thank you so much.